Hello, Alma. Uh, Today we are discussing uh, Capstone project number one that starts with introduction to computer programming in Python. So it involves programming in Python, data types, built-in Python functions, building custom functions, and some object-oriented concepts, and handling mathematical operations and string operations on strings. So here we were given 30 problems. So those problems are solved successfully. Now I will explain some of those problems for you to uh, look upon. So first we were given introduction to Python programming. There we were given some problems. So the first problem was scoreboard operator. The scoreboard operator, the problem statement is that an operator working behind the scoreboard of an inter-cohort arbitrary cricket tournament is responsible for updating the scores. So on win it gets 3 points, on draw both team get 1 point, on loss the team gets 0 points. So we had to make a calculator. So they had given the code. So first we define the variables for win points, draw points, and loss points. Then using those variables, uh, so they asked for us to calculate the point gained by Team London. To calculate the point earned by Team London, uh, we have to look at the key how many matches they won, and the one match they draw and three matches they lost. To for this we defined a function points earned, and with input variables matches won, matches draw, and matches lost. And we already have in our system ki how many points we assign for matches won, draw, or lost, and based on that we return the points. uh, so for any team the points returned will be based on the number of matches played, won, and lost by that team. So first we uh, made the function, then on this general function we are specifically applying this function to London team with given inputs. With given inputs, when we run the functions, here we are getting this 13. So this is working correctly. After introduction to Python programming, we were taught about data types in Python. So data types in Python, we have different sorts of data type: list, tuples, string, integer, float. So these data types helps us calculate the different operations on the different types of data. So here I am explaining a function. So first they asked us to uh, solve an polynomial. So let's say given an x, we have to return the value of polynomial for given value of x. So to for that solving that polynomial functions, we defined a function f of x, and in f of x we are returning x star star 2 means x squared into 3x minus 4. So this is how the polynomial this polynomial will be calculated, and the value of it will return the value for given value of x. So let's run this. So here it is returning, and this is calculating the value of x for x equal to 3, and it is storing the value of function evaluated at 3 in this variables. Now again we are storing the value function evaluated at -2 into -2. So this is how we can calculate. And then the question is asking whether the value of function at 3 -2 4 is equal to 0 or not. So for that we take uh, uh, or conditions. If function evaluated at 3 equal 0, that means function evaluated at 3 is equal to 0, then it will return true, else it will return false. Then we take the logical or operator and again check function evaluated at -2 equal 0, or again logical or, then we check it at 4. If all of them is false, then it will return false. If any one of them is true, then it will return true. Sorry, the name error because we haven't run the function after for these two variables. So if we run for these two variables, then we can run the code cells. The code cells in Jupyter notebooks or Google Colabs, if we run sequentially, then they carry the variables from previous code cell. So this is how it will. Now it should evaluate to false, and that is correctly evaluating to false. Yeah. So that this is how the data types were defined. Next, we go to the concept of indexing and slicing. So the concept of indexing and slicing is a powerful tool on working with different type of data structures in Python. It helps us finding an element at a particular position in a list, dictionary, tuple, maybe by key, and also it helps in getting the portion of a data structure. So here they have given uh, a list of characters with different movie names. So the question is asking us to narrow down. Uh, the question is that you want to narrow down the list to last six characters in the list. These characters are these. So to slice this, we can use the slicing function. Slicing functions involves uh, giving the list name, then square brackets, and in square brackets we have to give the start index, then to end index. So here we are creating a new marble from marble words list, where we have given the start index. In start index will be the length of marble words minus 6 because we need 6 characters, and end index will be the length of marble words because that is the before that index everything will be stored in that. So this is how we can get this into the new marbles list. uh, Again similar operations are done. uh, Here the question is asking store the word Spider-Man in a new variable and slice the word spider from it. So to get the word Spider-Man, it is stored at index 2 in Marvel words list. Here you can see it is stored at index 2. So we are getting Marvel words square bracket index 2. So we get the Spider-Man. Then we are slicing this string. The strings are considered like list in Python. So we put a Spider-Man square brackets from index 0 to index 6. So it will give us the bird set from index 0 to index 5. And if we run this, then we should get the correct spider. So this is how the indexing and slicing works in Python. Next we move to operations in data types. Operators in data types. So operators are mathematical operations just like multiplication, squaring, division, and modulo functions. S- So let's run this the core cell. It is saying arithmetic square of 5 and volume cube of 12, quotation 10 by 4, and reminder. Then it is printing the reminder, quotient, volume, cube, and so the way the first these are written in this order and they printed in different order. So the have a look at that and you can see that 10 modulo 4 the remainder is 2. 10 that is integer division. 10 divided by 4 will be 4 to the 8 2.5, but since it is integer division 0.5 will be left behind, so we get the quotient as 2. Then we are calculating the volume of a cube, like 12 raised to power 3. So 12 is 144 into 12 we get 1728. Next the first operation is calculating the square of 5, to 5 into 5 25. So the calculations are running 5 and these are all correct. Yep. So this is how we can do mathematical operations on numbers, and also we can perform some operations on string. Next we move on to check the inbuilt functions and methods in Python. Python have many inbuilt functions. The function we already used is a print. So if we give any string inside a print, it will be displayed on the user console. So to print the statement, first we have to define the statement. Then we run the print function with that variables. It will print the value of that variable. So here we have defined the statement as ends eagerly recommended the Shawshank Redemptions. If we use that print statement, then we get this output at our console. If you are running it from a Python file and from terminal, you will get the output in terminal. Here we are using Google Colab. Next, the question is asking us to create a list containing three sentences in the statement. Hint, use split method. So there were three sentences in the statement given. So to split that statement, we can use the inbuilt statement dot split function. This split function splits the statement string into three parts wherever it encounters a dot. So sentence list we get this, and here we are printing the sentence list, then we should get correct print statement. So here we are getting the list. It is the first part of statement, this is the second part of statement, and this is the third part of the statement. This is how we can split a string into different parts. Next, we are asked to uppercase the first letter of the word. So or it can be achieved by using the upper or lower method, or it can also be used done by replacing. So here we have used statement dot replace. It finds the ns in the that statement string, and wherever it encounters an ns with a small a, it replaces with the capital A. That is how it works. And let's run this code. So here we have got ns. This is now in caps lock. Here we had it in a small layer. Next, we explore the concept of the statements, indentation, how many tests should we give to define a function, or the new statement, or a statement is the conditionals and conditional. So conditionals are the statement which decide the flow of control based on some conditions are met or not met. So let's say we load the content float input. Please enter the lead content of package food material in percentage. Let's say we add 55 percentage, and we hit the enter, and then it should give us the program. The batch cannot be approved because it is more than 5 percentage. Let's again run the program and check it for less than 5 percentage whether it gets approved or not. So now we 4 have been entered, and after entering 4 we are running. Let's say it's not going giving anything because we have only used one condition. If we put the else statement here, it will give us the key else it can be processed. So uh, that way we can do, but the question has asked for only if condition, so we have given only that much. So next is that let's say we are at some security entrance, and there somebody shows an ID card or input age, and whether we have to allow that person inside or we have to restrict him. So here the functions take the input as the enter the age. If it is less than 80, it will block the person. If it is more than 80, it will allow. So here running the function, we enter the install, and sorry, you cannot enter, it has said. in here we are given as a car dealership manager, you need to create a discount system for your customer based on the price of car they want to buy. Here are the rules. The rules are that if it's car less than 10 lakhs, there is no discount. If the car is between 10 to 20 lakhs, there is 5%. If it's the car between 20 to 30 lakhs, there is 7.5%. And more than 30 lakhs, he is giving the 10% discount. So the function, it takes the input, the price of the car, then calculate the discounted price and displays back to the user with discounted price. So let's run the function. Let's enter the car price as 15 lakh, and let's see what is the final price. If we the final price at 15 lakh, he will give some discount 5%, and we will get the 14 lakh 25,000 as the price. Let's again run the function and enter the car price as 25 lakh. And on 25 it is giving us the discount of around 1 lakh 75,000. So the discount has increased because of 7.5%. Yeah, so it's working correctly. Next, the loops and iterations. So what are the loops? Loops are the functions which iterates on the list or the some continuous storage of data, and for each data it performs some operations, and it keeps on looping that operation until some condition is met, and it terminates after that condition. So there are loops like while loop, do while loop. These run until a certain condition is met, and there are for loops that run for certain number of times from let's say integer I equal to 0 to I equal to 9. So these are the kind of loops. So here he is asking to write a Python program that analyzes a list of names and sort them into two categories: those start with vowel and those start with consonant. To achieve this, he is asking us to use some conditional loops. So let's say he is given us the list of names. Then then he has given us the list of vowels in his language. So the function defined as start with vowel, we are given a word. If word, the first letter of the word 0 is in vowel in this array, in this list, then it returns true, else it will return false. Then we define two variables: I, that is the starting variable; j, length of names -1. J is the total number of variables. And in the while loops, well, I less than j, uh, we are putting a while loop. Well, I matlab we are starting from left end of the list and also from the right end of it. While I is less than j, if start with vowel name j, equal to -1, continue. If not start with vowel name I plus 1, continue. If start with vowel name I, temporary equal to, we swap the variables, and we increase the I and decrement the j, and after that print the name. So here the objective is to sort the elements. First put the elements which start with consonants, then put the all the elements which start with vowel. So the idea here was to put all the consonants starting words in the beginning and vowel starting words at the end. So we start from start with I and with j from the end, and as soon as we encounter a consonant in the from the end, we stop the j, and as soon as we encounter a vowel in the I, we swap those two elements and we increment the I and decrement the j. This is how it keeps on continuing. And finally we get the list sorted. Let's once again run this program and see how we get the output. So here we were given Alice Bob app. So this is the vowel, this is the vowel as per definition, and these are the vowels. And the output we got Peter, Bob, David, Charles. These are all consonant starting, and I, A, O, A. Ivy, Avy. These are starting with vowels. So I think the program is sorting correctly.